So yeah, this is my third qualifier from earlier today. Boot, please. This is for the main Link to the Past randomizer tournament. I'm not playing right now. This is a recording from earlier, and we're going to do live commentary over it. So, it's a pretty standard open mode. That was me freaking out, because I was like, should I just reset so I can go do Houlihan, just so I can have money for Zora? But I decided to say, whatever. Bow was nice. It's always nice to get an early weapon. Check the map. Of course, it's a pendant. By the way, how's the audio? Do I need it? Is it fine, or should I turn it up a little? Early bow is nice because it just takes a lot of the question marks out of the equation. Of course, it's a little annoying when it's, you know, when it's a pendant Eastern. Because, you know, in my head, I'm like, I'm never going to that Eastern. Kidding me? This was a funny moment. In the last two qualifiers I did, I always did South Route up to Kakariko, and then I find out that the bush crabs have bombs. So this time I'm like, alright, I'll go North Route. And of course, they didn't have bombs. So I was like, classic, stupid. But the Pickles do. Pickles had bombs, so that was nice. Alright. Now I'm just working up a tree pole. I'm getting some ammo. Missing. Being awkward. Walking away. So this was a 104-person race. At 11 a.m. my time. Which, you know, I woke up at 10:30, grabbed some coffee, and raced, so, you know, I was sleepy. But the last time I did an 11 a.m. qualifier, I went pretty well, so I was pretty hopeful that this would go well as well. Just trying to grab as much money so I can have that for Bottle Vendor. You know, early flippers, I'm always thinking about what's at Zora, but, you know, I have no money. What am I supposed to do? By the way, this is the Pokemon trading card game music. If you didn't recognize it yet. For me, when it comes to qualifiers, I've always tried to play. I've always tried to mitigate or reduce as much time loss as possible. So I have a tendency to just play extra safe. I usually always focus on clearing as much overworld as possible before committing to any pendant dungeons. And so far, it's been working out pretty well doing that. So. The one thing I have noticed is with this flag set, because of just how many heart pieces there are in the pool, Kakariko is just mostly heart pieces. That's what I've noticed. And it actually makes me miss, well, I don't miss the old heart item pool, but it made me appreciate the SG Live item pool because instead of getting tons and tons of heart pieces, I felt like you ended up getting more money. And money's pretty essential in this flag set, you know, being able to buy bombs. $100 heart piece. Being able to buy bombs, having money for Zora. Stuff like that. In the race room, or not the race room, the Discord before this started, when they were stalling because they were working on restream stuff, I jokingly said, I'm already in Kakariko. I found the boots. Was I right, though? The answer is no. Yeah, I've been making sure I farm up as much bombs as possible. I didn't really need to this time as much, just because I also had the bow for, like, mini Molten Cave. I mean, ignoring one-offs is kind of a... It's always kind of been a play, an option. You know, that's why people skip left side swamp. Or put off Agnes Cave. Stuff like that. But yeah, for these seeds, I've been I've pretty much abandoned the Uncle route entirely. I think all 3 qualifiers now I've just gone straight to Kakariko. Either from the north or from the south. And so far that's been working out pretty well. 10 arrows. Nothing to see here. Gotta go back for that. That one seems kind of important.
Chili dog.
Yeah.
I saw this movie about a bus that had to speed around a city, keeping its speed over 50, and if its speed dropped, it would explode. I think it was called The Bus That Couldn't Slow Down.
Thanks for the 53, Rambler. Man, I haven't watched that movie in forever. Maybe I should. Though, right now, I gotta watch more Marvel nonsense, so... Alright, Kakariko done. Now all I have left is what? South Shore, East Palace area, and Hyrule Castle. So I'm gonna take my bow and bombs and head south. Early Cape is always concerning, because you're like thinking Aga. Early Flippers is even more concerning, because that of course puts Zora in logic. But so does Glove, so it's not that big of a deal. I think generally, for the most part, I always try and do my fake flipper stuff if I can on my visit to South Shore. Obviously, it's not fast compared to, like, waiting until I have boots, but given these qualifiers, you never know. Oh, nice! What a good movie to watch, Spar, before catching a bus. Didn't want those. I did, but I already started walking away before I realized. Miss, drop the bomb, don't pick it up. You know, all sorts of funnies. Shut us!
Was gonna joke about speed too, but I'm too lazy.
Why so lazy? It's only a lazy Tuesday. Bottle. Hammer. That right there is exciting, because the last 2 qualifiers have been mitts for Dark World access, and by George, I'm sick of it. I just wanted my early hammer, and I got it, and I was happy. Yo, what's up, Kreba? Had flippers, so in my head I figured, I might as well swim this way. I was undecided what I wanted to do. I thought about just skipping Ice Rod Cave, but I decided to keep going. Just wanted to make sure I clear everything. I don't like to leave one-off locations, because if it's something required, then you're screwed. You're just screwing yourself, so... I'll save, like, save skips and stuff for, like, actual 1v1s, as opposed to qualifiers. Qualifiers, for me, is always... It's kind of why I like playing qualifiers, because I can play them really, really safe, and generally do well. So... I think this seed was the first time where I didn't play safe after a certain point. And you'll see why. You'll know why soon enough. 4 a.m. brain don't want to think? That's very fair. Alright. If only I had boots, then I could have water walked to this. Saved a little bit of time. Da, da, da. While I'm going through here, I'm always thinking about what my next step is. You know, with no glove and no lamp, it's like, well, I can't really go up the mountain. Both Hyrule Castle and Eastern have lamp lock stuff, and without lamp, like, that's not really something I'm thinking about at all. Of course, you know, lamp could just be in the front of one of those dungeons. Check what's on the ledge. That was a nice find. Early bow, and silver's just sitting right there. And I already had flippers and moon pearl in my hand, so it's a nice early find. Look at him go. Stupid bee. Useless. Alright, I think after this, checking ledge here, my thought process was, I have the bow. Let's go to Eastern. Because then it's just a numbers game. Because, you know, you could do the front of Hyrule Castle and knock at the small key. And obviously the back is fire source locked. Eastern, you're guaranteed the 3 items in the front. Or, at Saha, and then 2 to 3 items inside, but, you know, I could sequence break it. But at the same time, it's still kind of just a coin flip at this point. And a lot of the times, I just start going. And we'll worry about it later. Sword. Flute. Zora money. Okay. Goodbye. To me, this made sense. Save and quit. If, you know, save and quit, activate flute, check sick hit. If I still don't get anything, then I can flute back to Eastern, to the flute 5 spot and walk up. But of course, you know, without a glove, doing that is a little bit slower, because then you have to walk all the way through Saha's hut, so I think that was part of the reason why I made this next move. Yeah, even with a bow, like, if I can hold off on any pendant dungeons, I will try. Yeah, I never use a bee on the moth. You're just asking for the bee to knock Mothula into you and kill you. But why do fighters sword moth when you could use your hammer, right? Alright, I think I know what I did next. I think this is when I'm like, alright, let's knock out these one-offs. Just banking on there being a glove here, but also getting information. Not a bad call. Yeah. Dun, dun, da, 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 da. Boy, if I didn't have these flippers, I could pull a hand right now. I generally do not like isolating Zora in seeds ever, but that's kind of what happened. To a degree. Yay, 25 baht or 20 bucks. All right. Well, now it's either go up the mountain for 1 check in logic, go into Eastern for 2 to 3 checks, or go to Hyrule Castle. And I just went, I don't know, I just went to Hyrule Castle. I didn't really think about it. I mean, This has the next highest amount of checks. And of course, in my brain, I'm starting to think like, man, what if I don't get the small key, should I consider the save scum to get to the back of escape? Or what? You started Sankak, save and quit to Link's house, and had flips, so just walk to Agana, and then hard reset to move in. Oh! Interesting. Well, if you want a Houlihan, that works. That's just such a long walk, but, you know, you never know when Agana's Cave is going to have glove or boots. So knocking out a really early check like that and having it pay off can be pretty huge. Oh, okay, you did the dam as well. All right, that makes sense. That didn't have anything in it. I think it was just junk. Don't mind me, I'm dumb. Whee! Okay, so that was good. We're going as fast as I can, Rambler. Oh yeah, this I looked away. I don't know what I was looking at, but I was not paying attention. Maybe I grabbed a sip of coffee or something. I took my eyes off the screen for 1 second. Listen, I nearly hit the God route this seed. I was so close. I was so dang close. Hey, flippers. I mean, hey, mirror. That thing. Okay. So I have the mirror, which means I can go up to Death Mountain. I can check Hera if I want, looking, you know, fireless Hera. More importantly, I can get to Paradox Cave, which will probably have progression. But I decided to do something that I think inevitably was the wrong play, but I went ahead and did it anyway, and walked all the way to the back. I figured I have health, I have a sword, I can see in the dark a little bit, and it's nice to just be done with Hyrule Castle. The only downside is this is pretty damn slow. But, I mean, if you held off and found Glove, and then did Back of Escape, and then get to middle, you know, Dark Cross, I feel like you'd probably spend about the same. Yeah, Bo was helping, giving me eyes in the dark. Yay, powder. It'd be nice to have boots. One can only dream. This dark room can be kind of annoying, but the key rat was pretty nice. And boom, fire rod. And a map, can't forget that. So the fire rod was good because I was about to head up the mountain, so I was like, okay, well, if Hera is, you know, if the big key's in the basement, then I have a fire source to do that. Went ahead and saved the old man. That's the thing, is you never know where that lamp's gonna be. Don't spoil it, I know where it is. We'll spoil everything at the end of the seed. Yeah, at this point, I'm feeling pretty good. You know, we have a lot of stuff left up on Death Mountain. You know, we have a completely out of logic but fully beatable Hera. We have Paradox Cave, Spiral Cave, and then after that, we can always go to Eastern. And we're getting pretty close to that Zora money too. So B. Oh. Go back to the B. Use the B to powder the dead rocks. What? Okay. Bombs. Heart piece. Right now we're just looking for a glove. Pretty much. And hopefully not a lamp. Because a lamp would mean Aga. Hey, look! Green Pendant Swamp, Pendant Thieves, 5 and 6 at Meyer and Mike's. Should I save questions until the end? I mean, you can ask. That's fine. I decided to do, because of the whole, like, hookshot being a required item to get to this point, I figured maybe hookshot will be over on East Death Mountain, and then I can have that for Hera, doing that quicker. I don't know if that was the right... I don't really know if that was the right play, but... Alright, where's this glove? It's gotta be showing up here pretty soon, right? Glove or lamp? One of the two. Take the bottom... Excuse me. Take the bottom route. Mirror block. Delete. Grab these items, and then... And right now, all we had was this, and Eastern, and Hera. I finally got my early boots. That was very nice. So now all of a sudden we have Bonk Rocks as an option as well. Zora money, Dark World access. Now, in my head, I'm going to go back and finish Hera. But for some reason, I messed that up. And then I'm like... I don't really feel like walking back up there. Nah, I don't really know why I saved and quit. I guess it was just kind of like I don't know what to do. Let's just bail. So I left Hera for now. Because I opened up the Dark World and I have a lot of stuff I can do there. And that to me seemed like a better play. Maybe still look for the hook shot so I can make Hera quicker. Or, you know, maybe hold off until I go check, you know, I find the book and I can do like Ether Tablet or something. And now for a while I've been going straight to Village of Outcast first. But with Thieves Town being a pendant and me having Zora money, I really wanted to take a different route this time. This hype cave sucked. This hype cave was terrible. I also did want to pick up the silvers that run Lake Hylia Island, so... That was actually one of the main reasons why I took this direction. Not that having silvers right away would make a huge difference. Because, I mean, it's not like there's any big bosses I can fight with silvers at the moment, but it worked out. Yeah, this is just part of my safe routing of clearing the overworld. It's like right now I could go beat Skull. I could go beat Pod. I mean, there's no reason why I couldn't just dash up and go beat Pod. But the problem for me is like if I do Pod and I don't find anything, then I'm going to be somewhat inclined to do Eastern. So if I put off Pod a little bit longer, maybe until I'm in Go mode or close to it, then maybe I can hold off. Give me a reason to not do Eastern. There's some extra money. That guy was just impossible to get around. He's too good. Yeah, Steve, what question did you have? And yeah, this route feels so much better when you have the boots. I don't think I would make the... I do not think I'd take this route if I didn't have the boots. That was kind of the major factor for this decision. I think without boots, I'd probably just go Village of Outcast Portal. Yay! 10 arrows! Oh, I should go get another bee from the waterfall. Listen, starting flippers, Zora's gotta have something. Right? Maybe? Maybe. I was pretty happy to see that. Alright, we'll get to that, Steve. Yeah, I didn't really think too much of Bombos right away. I mean, I was just happy that I spent money on something and it actually amounted to something. That's always nice. Alright. I don't know what made me knock this out right away. I guess because Fire Rod was technically in Logic, I figured, let's knock out Magic Bat. Though more often than not, you know, you would hold off and do this with a Smith Chain check or something, if you find the mitts. Yeah, this one was a little bit questionable. I honestly kind of wish I had waited a little bit longer. But at the same time, it's nice to just knock out these, like, Sphere 1 or 2 early fetch quests or checks. Just, you know, leave no rock unturned until... And then I can just focus on Dark World stuff. Because, I mean, at this point, the only thing I still had in the Light World left was Eastern. Everything else was taken care of at that point, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Oh, and Hera. Yeah. This is very comfortable spot for me for Skullwoods. 8 hearts, hammer. Went ahead and got some full magic. Just in case. And Skullwoods was actually pretty nice this morning. I think it was in Qualifier 1 where I had like a 5-heart Fighter Sword Fire Rod Moth. My shield! It's gone. It's gone. It's gone. They hit and run. I got hit and then I ran. Usually when I route Skullwoods, I'll always grab this chest and then move on to the back. But since it was a small key, I just kept going. And there's the mitts. Okay. That opens up so much now. Yeah, because sometimes I'll check that first chest and it'll be an item, and then I'll check vanilla big key chest and then go straight to moth. Because more often than not, the first chest in the fire rod lock section is a small key. And then it lets me skip stuff, so... And it worked out really well here. Yeah, in my head, I'm like, okay, I have the mitts. So now all of a sudden I have a beatable ice, a beatable, potentially beatable mire, potentially beatable... Well, definitely beatable desert. I all of a sudden have all these dungeons, as well as like Pendant Eastern and Pendant Thieves Town, that were beatable. I don't know why I didn't grab that small key there. I didn't really think about it. It's not that big of a deal. It just means you don't have to kill the Gibdo later. Bye-bye. That was weird. The second magic didn't spawn underneath that pot. I think there was too much stuff going on screen. Kind of annoying. That was pretty good. Alright. My moth was pretty good too. Just like that. Just a few hammer hits. Moth was really nice today. Also, man, I feel like all three qualifiers, I'm pretty sure Skullwoods has been like one of my first crystal dungeons. First or second crystal dungeon I've cleared. So I've gotten kind of used to this early moth. So at this point, with mitts in hand, it's like, well, crap, what do I do? I have so much I could do right now. And I considered... Yeah, I'm thinking. I considered going straight to Mire. But I wanted to play safe, so I wanted to clear some more overworld quick. Just in case we find another medallion. Or anything else. The funny thing is... Man. That's what I'm talking about, chat. I was so close. This Village of Outcasts was pretty good. I'm pretty sure at this point I double-checked. I had actually forgotten that T-Rock was a crystal. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know why all of a sudden... I just wanted to check the front of Thieves Town. I was treating it like Overworld. And obviously... It was an okay play. I got some items out of here. I think this is a pretty common play for Pendant Thieves Town. Check the first 4. And then, you know, then decide if you want to keep going or not. Getting that ether was a huge find, because I was like, okay, well, with Crystal Mire and Crystal TR, maybe I have all the medallions I need. But of course, in the back of my head, I'm thinking like, man, I don't want to go up to T-Rock. Which, you know, I could go do T-Rock right now, potentially. But I didn't want to, just in case it ended up being Quake, and then all of a sudden I had an extra trip. So in my head, I wanted to do North Route. That's the only thing I thought about. And so I did. I went and did North Route. That's it. I didn't even check the bomb hut in Village of Outcast. I figured I'd do it. If I needed to, I can flute back there. And I can go south. I can check bomb hut, smith chain, all that stuff. But this was the first moment in any of the qualifiers where I played risky, where I skipped stuff. But I mean, it's tough because it's like I have so many crystal dungeons I could do right now. So even checking this stuff feels weird Hmm. I'm gonna go ahead and grab that, just because I'm still only at, what, 9 hearts? And yeah, in my head I'm like, alright, King's Tomb, and then let's go do some dungeons. I think if I hadn't found Ether, I might have done more Overworld, but I had a beatable Ice, potentially beatable Mire, potentially beatable TR, a beatable Pod, a beatable Desert, a beatable Hera. Man, I had so many things I could go do. So. The bee had to go. His time was up. I think in my mind I was going to go buy a potion, but then I was like, I don't really need one for Mire Desert. I'll just use silvers on both bosses, so it's not really that big of a deal. So right now in my head I'm thinking, okay, I need hookshot. I absolutely need a sword. I'd like a hookshot. I might need Quake. That's it. Those are the 3 things that I was thinking about. And, you know, running around with Fighter Sword, that's fun. That's why I'm really glad I got Silvers, because this fight would have sucked without Silvers. If I didn't have Silvers, I would probably not have gone into Mire right away. I might have gone to Pod first or something. Maybe Ice Palace. But yeah, like, at this point, it's a weird situation, because you might just be, like... I might just be in sword mode, because I'm capable of hovering or Moldorm bouncing. I've just never done it in, like, a high-stakes competitive race. I think the only time I've ever Moldorm bounced in a race was for a Cross Keys ladder race that I won by 13 seconds. And it wasn't even required, but... But in the back of my mind, I'm like, this is a hover seed. Who knows where that hookshot's gonna be? But yeah, it's tough because you're trying to think like, okay, how much do I want to skip? How much do I want to actually go mode in this dungeon? Of course, skipping cutscene chests would be nice, but... because that's always a bit of time. And I'm also still wondering where the heck that lamp is. In my mind, I was pretty sure the lamp was probably just going to be an Easter or something. But then it's like, okay, what did I find behind a fire source? Powder that led to a heart piece. $50 on Old Man. That's it. That's it so far. Yeah, pulling the item out of compass chest, I'm like, okay, well, either this is going to be the other item. We already saw compass, so there's a good chance this is either going to be the other item, or maybe the big key. It was a pretty funny item, at least. Yay! Wow, just like Hype Cave. Very cool. Yeah, that was kind of a bummer, but whatever. It's still nice to just get both items done, and then I can keep looking for the big key and then head on my way. Yeah, I think in an actual tourney race, though, I would probably check this first. And just outright skip cutscene chest. Nice. Got that skip. That made me feel good. That one's always kind of hard just because the fire bar can, like, come up and hit you. Grab the ferry, and then we're heading downstairs. Oop. thought about grabbing the magic, but usually I'll just tank the damage in the spike room. What I don't understand here is usually what I do is I'll just hold out sword and walk left, and usually if you hold left all the way and then walk step to the right, you'll usually pick up the pot, but it wasn't picking up. It's kind of annoying. But I figured. I made it work. Right, this time I decided to use my cape to just get past the spikes and not worry about taking damage. Pretty decent dark room. Not great, not bad. I was okay with it. The silvers gave me confidence. Yay! Alright, crystal number 2 down. Now this next choice was a little interesting, I think. It's not faster, it doesn't really make a difference. Actually, you know, it might be slightly faster because I decided to do checkerboard next before going into desert. Because if there is an item at checkerboard, you want to keep your mirror out so that you can mirror delete the blocks. But, you know, if you do this after desert, then it's nice to have your flute out so you can flute away. But if you do it in this order, then you don't have to worry about changing items. You can just take that and then go back over here, mirror, and then do desert. So, I don't know, in my head that seemed like a better choice. And then have the mirror out so you can use that in this dungeon. If you find a really big key. Or whatnot. Yeah, I'm still just thinking about TR medallion, thinking about where those other swords are. Usually, like, this early I'm not too worried about finding swords, because they'll tend to show up. Especially in Ganon's Tower. It's not very often you go into Ganon's Tower without finding a sword, if you go in there with only one sword, so... I was still just worried about the hook shot. This was a weird moment. At this point, I'm like, okay, I am at a minimum in sword go mode. And that's when everything kind of changes. Because now I don't have to worry about going up to T-Rock and not having the right medallion. And like I was talking about, now all of a sudden, you know, I just need to find a sword, and then... yeah, and then we just gotta be a gamer. Right. Having silvers is nice. Fire Rod, early Fire Rod helped out. But Garfield, slippery fingers. Yeah, it's kind of weird to be 40-something minutes in and only thinking about looking for a sword. I was nervous. I was very nervous at this point. Like, I recognized it. I was like, okay, this is a jet seed / hover seed. So I knew at that moment. I mean, I knew that I hit the good route. And at the same time, it's like, okay, well, if I don't end up finding hookshot anywhere, then I need to step it up and do something I've never done in a tourney race before. So yeah, I was struggling. I was just hoping that a hookshot was gonna show up. Yeah, next up was Pod. But in my head, I'm thinking go mode. I'm trying to go mode as much as I can. Enjoying Ronald's theme. Lasagna is greasy. Dang, I want some lasagna now. Oh, and some garlic toast. The other thing in the back of my mind is, like, Hera's still been there the entire time. And I'm like, what if there's something in Hera that I missed out on? But so far I was working out. And my plan was to save Hera for last. Or at least wait until I had the hookshot to do it. Yo, what's up, Greatsword? You got some Madrinas? Nice, what'd you get? I would absolutely eat lasagna on garlic toast. That sounds delicious. This was an interesting choice for me, I think. I don't really know why I did it. I just figured there's always something on right side. Usually if I get a small key in the front, I'll check the bridge, the arena, drop down, and then do all that. But I figured I was going to do right side anyway, because I'm still looking for a sword, so I went ahead and did it. There's the big key. Okay. And now it's like, alright. Do I just kill Helma? Or do I go keep looking? I don't know what to do. I didn't know what to do. Such a tough decision. Because there's still 5 more items in the dungeon. But, you know, what if there's a sword on Helma? What if hookshot's on Helmasaur? Like, if hookshot's on Helma, then we bail. We get out of there. Go do something else. Go to Ice Palace. Knock that one out. Could even been a boat. This dark room's fine. With Fire Rod, piece of cake. No problem at all. Well, I appreciate you picking up some coffee, Greatsword. You'll have to tell me how Hand of the King is. I have not tried that one yet. I feel like my next order should be arriving in a couple days, so I'll have 3 new products to try out and let you guys know what they taste like and what I think of them. Don't mind me, just big goofing. I think that threw me off, because then I just immediately went for the spin speed setup, so I can do the expanded hammer hitbox. Yeah, 6 shoulder room with no fire source is awful. That's why you usually just, like, knock as many over, and then you would use ether or something. So Helma's dead, and Helma drops a map. So there's still 5 items in pod. And I'm like, do I leave? Or do I go back in? Because even going back in and getting like 3 or 4 of the 5 items is not bad. It's pretty quick, so I went back in. Pot's always a casino, yeah. Okay. And that showed up, and I was like, well, game on. I was thrown off because I didn't have any small keys. Because I needed to drop down and get that one, but I was like, I'm technically in go mode. So it's time to just go. At that point, my brain was like mentally preparing myself for the inevitable hover, Moldorm bounce. I bought that potion for Ice Palace, but also for upstairs GT. But yeah. I was excited because like I was making such good plays, but I was terrified because like I said, I've never hovered Moldorm 2. I've never Moldorm bounce in a tourney race. So I think I was talking about this the other day when someone was asking about hovering, and I was like, I'm not a hoverer. I'm not consistent at it. Either I can do it or it's just never gonna happen. But yeah, the tough part here is like, I know in my head, I'm like, I don't remember exactly how, because there is a certain key layout in Ice Palace that makes the dungeon hookshot locked. And I really wanted that info because that would tell me whether hookshot would be in GT or not. And I'm pretty sure the logic is if there's no small key in the first chest, Freezors, or Iced Tea, or the big key leading to that, then I think at least right side is hookshot locked. Or something like that. I did, however, find some more hearts. In my mind, I was in go mode, but I didn't want to take any chances. I decided to play safe. And you never know. Another sword could show up. I was sweating. Because, I mean, after this, next up is the mountain. That's it. And I had skipped, what? Digging Game, Stumpy, K45, Smith, Hammer Pegs, and then Pyramid Fairy after beating this. I decided to not check that just because I want to save my magic. Because I want to go Bombos into Fire Rod to take out Cold Stare. So. It worked out because I think I had just enough magic. Oh, you'll see, Tammin. You'll see. I'll tell you what I did do. Panicked. That's what I did. Oh yeah, let me get that magical sword. This fight was pretty okay. The thing, I haven't really had much boss trouble. I still feel like this flag set it's just a little too easy, boss-wise, I think. But then again, that was all because I got silvers. But here's the thing, if I hadn't gotten silvers, there's a good chance I might have gone to Pod before the Mire Desert area, and probably full cleared it, so I would have had Master Sword, and then Master Sword for Vidi is much easier when you have the cape. This was my preparations. Alright, Moldorm bounce, let's go. So I went ahead and bought some bombs. Because I had no other money to spend on, or I had no reason for money at that point. I already bought my blue potion. And this flag said there was only one bottle. You can only have one bottle. So. Now, honestly, this is where I lost a little bit of time. Because in my head, I'm thinking, okay, what if Hookshot's just chilling in Hera? You know, upstairs Hera. Or even in the front. And then I can actually go mode T-Rock and skip... skip Dark East Death Mountain. Panic, folks. You could see the panic. Yay, 10 bombs. All right. That is not a hookshot. I got the small key. And I left. What if hookshot's in TR and I can just Harapot? Save a little bit of time. Now. Now, this was another moment where I was like, boy, I really hope this medallion for T-Rock is Ether, just so it makes that Thieves Town play pay off, as opposed to Quake, which you would obviously pick up. And yeah, I was like, all right, let's go. I was feeling pretty good after that. Then I remembered that I didn't have a hook shot, and I panicked again. This T-Rock was weird, though. This T-Rock was a required full clear T-Rock. Now, you'd be thinking, 11 hearts, Master Sword, Green Mail? That's not much coming into here, but... I mean, I was just glad. It'd be a hell of a lot better than coming in here with just Fighter Sword. I still don't really know how I feel about this flag set. I kind of would... I think I would prefer blue mail and less hearts in the pool. I guess? I don't know. Slow and steady. It's a good thing that I wasn't streaming this with cam on, because I would have just been silent this entire time. Silent and sweaty. So probably for the best. Yeah. I will say, though, for qualifiers at least, it's been really nice just playing the game. And not being like a streamer. Just playing the game. It's fine. I don't know how many people actually watch when I stream on these qualifiers on Willard Games on my alt account, but... Because obviously I don't look at chat or anything. Saw like 11 viewers. All right. Yeah, still no big key, so we got to kill the Pokey and check lava chests. So, unlike the last qualifier, you're not going to get hecked by, you know. There are a few people that went to Laser Bridge looking for a small key and didn't find one, so they had to come back because the 2 small keys were in lava chest and the big chest. But that was going to be a thing here. It's either really good or a weird flag set. I gotta say, a 80-minute or 90-minute or whatever Ped Seed would be awful. This was another play I didn't agree with. As soon as I did this, I was like, why am I checking this? But I wasn't confident. And, like, if this was hookshot, like, that'd be sick. That'd be huge. That'd be a game changer. But it was a hurt piece. What are the odds? Who'd have thought this one-off would be another hurt piece? Where's the Master Sword? It was on the Arena Bridge in Pod. Oh yeah. In the dark. Still no lamp. Who the hell knows where that is? Well, I do, but it's not in here, obviously. Garf. In the dark. Alright, time for 4 perfect laser skips. 1. 2. 3. Aw. Boomerang. Alright. Last chance. Come on, Trinex. Give me the hook shot. Please. Please. This Trinex fight was weird. It was fine, but it was also BS. I was kind of mad about it. Three hits. Firehead down. Watch this. Look at that BS. I was furious. It just didn't count. The fire rod shot just didn't exist. Fortunately, I got in a good spot. I think in the future, if I do hammer Trinex, I might just do the ice head first. I don't know. That was rough. But we're fine. Easy game. That's not a hook shot. Alright, I just have to go back and do Hera. And then we'd be into GT. Obviously, I'm still sweating at this point. I'm just like, please, game. Please bail me out. And, yeah, I went ahead and checked these. Because if it's just right here, like, it's a huge, huge sigh of relief. Gotta open my booster pack of the PC? Yeah. Maybe I'll get a Zapdos or something. The bomb purchase from Capacity Fairy was in preparation for a trick called the Moldorm Bounce, which is something you do at the top of GT. A weird bomb shenanigans with Moldorm. Yeah, that was my last bit of hope. Now there is still a second item in Hera. But also I was hoping I'd find Hookshot then, so I could Hera pot and save time in Hera. No luck. So I actually have to do Tile Room. Dang it. coffee break.
But long chili dog.
Wow, this seed looks familiar, WJB Smug.
Yeah, it's because it's the qualifier from earlier, Gilgamesh. But thanks for noticing. And thanks for 13 months. Yeah, I never found the book. Thank God. Book is stupid. That's a dumb item for dummies. Not like I get hit right at the last second. Thanks for the fancy sip, Tam. Yay! Okay, now we climb. Should do these rewatches more often? Yeah, I should. They're kind of fun. I mean, I don't really feel like I need to do them because I tend to do this kind of dialogue anyway when I'm playing. But I know towards the end, I'm like, just shut it. I just shut it down, or my brain is just like thinking about the seed and just like trying to not think about like where other people are or this damn hookshot is. Yeah, I went ahead and checked this too. $20. Gotta rewatch my first ever seed sometime. I don't know if I really want to sit through 4 hours of watching me be bad at this game, but maybe. Willard, did you win this one? Depends on what the definition of winning is. This is another thing I've been doing a lot lately. I've been using Cape for Moldorm. I just don't want to deal with his nonsense. I don't know how I missed that. Yeah, I don't know. I almost died anyway. Already got knocked down the hole. I have no idea how I accidentally poked him there. My first ever randomizer seed was 4 hours and like 10 minutes. But this was also before open mode existed, before progressive items existed. And my knowledge of the game was just from watching speedruns on GDQ. Alright. Now in my head I'm thinking like, okay, was Ice Palace hookshot locked? I have no idea. So I don't even know if hookshot can be in GT at this point. But in my head, I'm just like, all right. I mean, at this point, I've already accepted that. As soon as I find the big key, I'm going upstairs. I'm just going to go for it. I have to commit. I have to be a gamer. I have to game out of my mind. I even did my normal route despite not having hookshot. My usual Stalfos room to Compass room to full left. Which, in my opinion, I think is the safest route to take in a qualifier. It's like, eh. I don't know why I did this weird. I should have just done that setup, but it's not like this one's that much easier to do. It's in fact slower, but I wasn't thinking straight at the time. I was freaking out. It's like, I'm not gonna find a hookshot in this room. But I did find a tempered sword, which was pretty heckin' nice. Yeah, apparently, as I was told, the fourth sword was on Ether Tablet. But I never got the book. Where was it? Where was the book, by the way? Book was the last item in ice? Oh, man. Oh, well. It's never right side. Until it is. Alright. That's it. Time to go. Time to game. Hookshot could still be upstairs, that's true. I know, it's like... I feel like I played a seed the other day where it's like, I need another sword, or I need something. And then, of course, the GT Big Key is, like, super early, so... Nice full magic drop. Not that I ended up using it. The thing you gotta think about is, like, when you're climbing up GT, you have to be conservative with your magic just because you don't have the lamp to light the torches. But that's the thing. I'm sitting here thinking about hovering, and I'm just forgetting about everything else. I'm not thinking about a damn thing. I'm just panicking. Because at this point, I haven't looked at the race room. But just imagine, if I had hookshot, like, let's say it was in pod, just how much I would have gotten to go mode. Ice, T-Rock, eh. I mean, I would have, and then Harapot, like, I would have been fighting Ganon at this point. Yeah, that... I decided to take it slow and grab this fairy. Because I didn't want to use my blue potion yet, but it caused me to not get the one cycle here. But I got 2 cycles, so it worked out. The Lamolas were really generous, so... not the worst thing. So yeah, we have 3 items left. 3 checks left. Hookshot could potentially be up there still, but in my head I'm like, there's no way it's gonna be up here. That never happens. I think the last time I've been in this exact situation in a tournament, my last dungeon was Hera, and then Moldorm gave me the hookshot. I think that was brackets. It was like game 1 or 2 versus Asder. That might have been like 2019 Tourney or something. That was the one that got knocked out by P-Train, I'm pretty sure. Alright. Had just enough magic for this, which was really nice. Don't need the small key. It's a nice heart refill, but not what I'm looking for. Last chance. All right. Here we go. Okay, we got off the ground. That was good. That was not a bad first start. Now, the one thing I've noticed when it comes to me hovering is I spend more time trying to get a feeling for whether I think I'm hovering correctly or not, as opposed to just trying. Like, there's a feeling where I know that it's right, that it's going to work. And I feel like I got it at this point. So close. So close. That would have been huge right there. So close. And at that point, I'm just like, frick. And the hardest part is not to get in my head. I know I can do this. I know I'm capable of this. But it's a mental thing for me to get this right. And I spent a lot of time just trying to find that right spot. And I lost a lot of time because I'm sitting here just trying to figure it out. And it just didn't, it wasn't working. Like, it didn't feel right. Nothing felt right. And I had to stop and breathe right there. And then I immediately turned that around and completely fuck up. Oh, man. It's rough. But I had to keep trying. Fourth try, hover. Let's go, dude. And I'm gone. And what's crazy is that didn't feel right at all. That felt wrong. Just the way that I was holding the controller, the way I was mashing or hovering the rhythm, it didn't feel right, but it worked. And I was like, okay. Nice triple. And would have been a nice double triple, but that's okay. I'll take a 3-cycle. So the hook shot. This is why I was so close to the route, chat. The hook shot was at hammer pegs again for the 3rd time. All 3 of my qualifiers I've done, hook shot's been in the exact same spot. And I was 1 screen away from getting it. I was 1 screen away from hitting the God Rip. And I don't know, I could have finished with a stupid time. So, technically, it wasn't a hover seed. Hookshot was just right there. And yeah, the hookshot led to the lamp on Argus, which is really funny and unfortunate for some people. Do I think I would have done that if I did Batfoot before? I don't know. I really don't know. Because I was pretty set on doing the North route. But yeah, if I had not done Bat before going to the Dark World, I might have just gone ahead and done Houlihan at that point. Or not Houlihan, Smith Chain. But I don't know. It's really hard to say. A lot of my decision making is just kind of on the fly. There's some, like, method to my decision making, but a lot of it's just like, this is what I feel like doing, so I'm gonna go do that. But yeah, at this point, I don't know if Hookshot was free and, like, I'm gonna finish 30th place or something. Nah, there was no way I was gonna finish 30th, but I was definitely always worried about Hookshot being somewhere free and losing a lot of time. This fight sucked. Yeah. I need to be quicker about my Fire Rod. I got the slash, though. That was cool. But yeah. Raise the sword. Check the race time room. Only one person had finished so far. So. And they had like a 1744. It was Humbug with a 1744. And I believe they Moldorm bounced, but second place out of 104? It's pretty good. Pretty happy with that. So, I'm always happy with any chance I get to set the par, which par is like top 5. So, getting that hover, I was so happy. It's really funny because I think either last Tourney or last SG Live, I got second place in a qualifier and was like a minute or something off of getting first. I'm like, man, I'm always so close. I'm always so close. But yeah, that was sick. I was pretty happy with that, so I'll take it. I don't know when the next qualifier is that I'm going to join. There is one tomorrow night, but we'll see if I feel like doing that one. I only really need... If I can do one more of this quality, or at least up there of this quality, then I could probably just skip the 5th one and not worry about it. But yeah, right now my scores are an 89, a 95, and this one got me 100. 100 points, so... Which, of course, you know, this was my best one, so this one gets deleted. But that's just the nature of it. And the 89 was a 2-hour ped seed. Yup. I was just happy to get boots at the 20-something minute mark for once. Because in the first two seeds, my boots were at 1 hour and 45. In Qualifier 2, my boots were non-existent. And then this one was like, here you go. Yeah, it seemed like a lot of people got held up by Zora. The Zora Bombos. Definitely led people to Dipping Swamp. Getting their lamp, so... yeah, that was the qualifier number 3. So, thank you for watching.